What's my favorite thing in the world? Besides melted cheese, what's my favorite thing in the world? Being able to say, I told you so, or compliment myself or something like that. What's better than that, right? No, in all seriousness, remember back in November, we brought you a story about a private school, mind you, and not just any private school. This is in Miami, and this is a private school that costs a small fortune. So this is the private school of the elite, right? Well, they were doing some really ugly drag show stuff with the kids. In case you forget, here's me from back in November. There's a school in Miami called the Miami Country Day School. It is $40,000 per child to go to this school. Obviously, as you know, that's a boatload of money. That's university money. People paying that money to send their kids off to college. They're paying that for this school here. The school hangs Black Lives Matter filth flags. The school hangs pride flags in the classroom. We got video of an assembly they had in this school. And it tells you how insidious this is. They confiscated all the phones. By the grace of God, some students still snuck them in. And at this assembly, in this school, they brought in a black male dancer on the stage. This is what the communist in America wants for your children. Good grief. This, now we're going to cover up her face because it's a child and that's just the right thing to do, but this is a 15-year-old brought up on stage with the black male dancer dressed up like a cheerleader. Apparently, the students in the school were forced to do the dance that the dancer was doing on stage. Even once they reported to the teacher, they were uncomfortable. Miami Country Day is sick. That is disgusting, and I hope everybody involved in all this cleans that filth out of that school, and I'm glad we were given the opportunity to do it tonight. That was back in November. We have an update. But honestly, this wasn't my story. I didn't do this. I didn't know about this. My friend Linda Catalina, she hosts Mostly Peaceful Latinas, which I highly recommend you watch. She was the reason I was able to bring any of this information to you now. Linda, do you have some kind of an update on the twerking dancers at Miami Day and who's responsible for all this?
Hi, Jesse. Thank you so much for having me on today. We actually do have an update. So back in November, when we first broke this story, we found that there was a diversity and equity chair, Ms. Linda Chambers, who was actually responsible for turning this elite, prestigious school into a woke, trash, degenerate, education system. And Ms. Chambers here that you see on the screen, she resigned and she's no longer going to be part of the school. It's very unclear as to where she's going or what she's going to do next, but we do know that this was a trickling effect from the story that we exposed back in November. There was a lot of pressure from the parents. There was a lot of pressure from the media, like the story that you broke. I know that the Lips of TikTok also helped us get the story out there. Matt Walsh was somebody else that retweeted it. All that pressure that we put on the school, calling them, asking them, hey, how come your students are actually coming to us, our accounts, and telling us that they're uncomfortable with this woke LGBT BLM culture that has perpetrated the school in the last 4 to 5 years?
Linda, are the LGBTQ Air Force flags and BLM flags still flying at the school? Is the school done a 180? Do we have to go back in there?
So far from what some of my internal sources and parents tell me is that things have calmed down. They're not seeing the LGBT waving stuff, the BLM. I can't obviously say that every classroom looks the same, but what we do know is that they have completely tried to be flying on the low and trying to deviate attention from the story. So they are kind of like taking back and reeling back this woke culture in the school. We hope it stays that way, or else we're going to have to, do a little bit more of an expose once again.
Linda, parents are obviously worried about this stuff. I'm a parent. I got 2 boys. I'm worried about this stuff. I have to talk to them about this stuff all the time. What should a parent do? Because parents feel helpless, right? They feel scared. They feel intimidated. They feel helpless. Not everybody has your desire to fight. What should parents do?
I think that parents need to really think about the future of their children and the future of this country, where you have, I spoke to these kids myself. This is not a she said or he said. I spoke to these kids, and I spoke to parents as well, and most of them are intimidated and scared to be canceled in this society. So I think that parents need to step up and say no more. Go to the classrooms and watch what they're teaching. They need to be able to let you in and see, is there any of these woke symbols, whether it's the BLM flag, the LGBT flag, the transgender flag, who are the teachers? Look them up on LinkedIn. A lot of times you're going to find out that when you find them on social media, they have pronouns. Okay. The minute that you see a teacher with pronouns, you need to be worried, and you need to go to the school and complain about this teacher.
Amen.
So I think
Linda?
And they need to be active in their children's education.
Thank you for taking the fight to them. Thank you for the information. Come back soon. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Jesse. See you soon.
Don't miss Jesse Kelly Breaks History, Che Guevara, the latest episode of a new series available now exclusively for First TV supporters. Visit the First TV app or thefirsttv.com to subscribe and start watching today.